All right. Hi, everybody. I'm Peter. Very nice to meet you all. This is another radio talk similar to the previous one. I'm presenting the talk on behalf of my colleagues. It's a community radio project based in Budapest, Hungary. We run this radio approximately the 10 of us, 10 volunteers. I'm one of them, and I'm joined in this talk by János. He's another one from the 10, and obviously many others, most notably the showmakers themselves. Yeah, so the name of the radio is Lahmacun, which is a Turkish dish. We are not based in Turkey, we are based in Hungary. It's a longer story. And this nice, so yeah, Lahmacun usually comes with lemon. And Lahmacun, you can think of Lahmacun as a Turkish pizza. And this lemon DJ is playing on 2 decks, and these decks are Lahmacun, 2 Lahmacun. Like pizzas, if you like it. Yeah, so the radio was founded in 2018, so it's been a while. And like I said, the name is not a Hungarian name. And right now, the radio is counting 50 plus international shows. The shows are mainly made in Hungary by the local community. The main genre is music, so it started as a music radio, and it still is, I guess. But we are adding more and more non-purely music shows, so it's getting more, yeah, like colorful, so to say, portfolio-wise. And we are also kind of, we do R&D similar to in the previous talk, how Antonia put it, an R&D radio. We see ourselves as an R&D radio too. For example, for the IT part, so the IT team, we call it a working group, consists of 5+ volunteers. János and myself are 2 of them. And yeah, so basically the front end, so to say, the user portal to the radio is our website. It's an internet only radio, and here the ananas stands for our beta website, which is going to be launched very soon. And yeah, so we didn't prepare to present the radio community and the shows like in the previous talk. We try to focus on the technical part. If you are interested in the content part, then I do encourage you to visit the website and check out the different parts. Here we would like to show you what the basic tech stack of the Lahmacun web radio is. I will start from the top. Obviously, we have a front end, which is now still a WordPress-based front end. And the next website, which I mentioned that we are launching it very soon, is a Vue.js-based front end. Plus, we have, since not very long, we have an app too for iOS and Android. And underneath we have so you see the coloring here is the lila. So this is our corporate color, so to say. So lila is what we developed, and this is our IT R&D part. So the front end we developed from scratch totally. Not very much János and myself. It's a third guy and others who contributed to it the most. And here the other lila block, which we are very, or component, which we are very proud of, is a component called Archie, which is a play of words for archive. It's kind of a media specific database and media hub implemented in Python. This was mostly done by Janos, who is also in the audience. And what it does is basically it stores the data about all shows and episodes we broadcast, and it distributes it, so to say, to a cloud storage so that we have it, and it also provides the archive data towards the front end so that the front end can display it. And another interface of the front end is the radio stream component, which is an AzuraCast instance. And so, Buster, very nice to meet you finally, and thank you for your work. Since the beginning, we are an AzuraCast user, and without AzuraCast and obviously Liquidsoap, so very nice to meet you, Samuel and Romain too. Without AzuraCast and Liquidsoap, Lahmacun wouldn't exist. So a lot of thanks here as well. Yes, so how we started, we basically used the native Liquidsoap instance inside the AzuraCast instance. And at some point, we figured out that we would need more control over the script. And what we did is basically we decoupled the built-in Liquidsoap instance, and we basically use AzuraCast, a hacked version of AzuraCast, where we use whatever arbitrary version of a Liquidsoap version instance, and plus we add our own Liquidsoap script, which is this component here. Yes, and maybe some more details for the radio stream and the custom script components. I mean, the radio stream is a real component, a service, and this is just a file. So for the AzuraCast instance, what we still rely on the playlists. So you see here this the way of showing this tag, that this Archie component is also talking to AzuraCast through the API and sends not only sends the episodes to a storage, it also sends the episodes to the AzuraCast instance so that we can stream it via Liquidsoap. The stats, very important, because that's the single source of truth through Icecast, how many listeners we have, and the player. So we kind of similar to how Buster described it, we kind of skin the AzuraCast player, so the player provided by AzuraCast, and embed it in our website. And our Liquidsoap script does, we basically have a very flexible schedule. For example, fade in and out transitions and jingles, and the way we want to kind of order them and fade them and affect them, so we have control over it. And that's pretty much it for the stack. Yeah, so for the Liquidsoap script, we have it on similar to all code we write. We have it on a public GitHub repository, the open source approach, so to say, and that things that we produce are reusable is very important to us, and it's a kind of a mission, the IT scoped mission of the radio. So for this, we have a single script, and we develop it following our software process, which means branches, pull requests, and so on. So no magic there. And for the last like part or block of the presentation, I would like to tell you about our Liquidsoap related focus in the IT working group, which is to shift from 1.4 to the new 2.0 version of Liquidsoap. So the 1.4 version is the one that is working today and running today in our radio. And it's been, unfortunately, we cannot put that much effort into this, developing this transition as much we would like it, but it's going well. So some highlights I would like to tell you about is the transitions, for example. So and this is also like our legacy is the Azuracast way of implementing things. So this is how we, when we did this decoupling thing, then we kind of had this as a legacy a style of coding things, and ever since there we are kind of developing it further. So in our heart of our Liquidsoap script, we have a switch, and in the 1.4 version, we have these loads of transitions. If I switch back to here, you see our shows. And for each show, we have a transition, so it looks very similar, but it was a handy way to implement the transitions. And now in the 2.0, we learned that fading inside these switch transitions is not really supported. So we will probably do it in a different way. And as a result, we can also get rid of this not too nice um, like repetition of transitions, and instead we can use the metadata of these sources and figure out what source we have and do the transition accordingly. Yeah, one side comment here is that we still have some troubles in with implementing a nice fading. Now it looks to be working nicely. We have one hiccup still with the live source, but I'm sure we'll figure it out. We are quite active on the in Slack and also on the Liquidsoap GitHub repository in the issues. So thanks for the help there too. Yeah. Just one comment, because Janos is helping me with reading the comments. Yeah, for the cloud storage part and the Archie, an interesting like statistics on our side is that we have around already, we introduced Archie not since the beginning, and still we have around 2000 archived episodes, which is quite a bit. And it also proved that we have a nice and scalable solution for the archiving part. Okay. All right. So another highlight for the Liquidsoap script is that in the current version we use the once operator, because the way we play shows is that we have for each show a playlist, and in each playlist we have one episode, and we don't really know how long this episode is, and if we have, for example, a 1 hour slot and we have an episode which is only 40 minutes, then we would not like that it starts over, so once seemed to solve it nicely. It turned out that it wasn't this operator. It isn't really intended for that. It's still working. Nobody knows why. And then at some point, I guess it was Samuel help long ago, that we could use the delay operator for that, and it's really working nicely. And it also gives us more control, because we could. Anyway, I won't tell you. I won't go into details on that. But we are changing to the delay operator. It's the first test proved it correct. So this is going to be probably the next, at least for this part, the next generation of our Liquidsoap solution. Sorry. Yeah, so as the last slide, I have here a quick teaser for our new website, which is not online yet, at least not under our main address. You see here the radio part. You see here in the bottom of the page a player for the archived episodes. Yeah, and many other new exciting features. So that's for the main part of the talk. If you have questions, I'll try to answer them, and I can also try to read the chat. Thank you.
Thank you very much for this nice talk. So is there any questions or remark or somebody want to ask?
Yeah, lots of
Yeah, I said it in chat, but it's nice to see someone doing radio work and actually trying to work out transitions in a way. I think there's a lot of things that could be kind of optimized a little bit in your Liquidsoap script. I might actually give a look just because I love Lahmacuns.
oh, you know it. Very nice.
But yeah, it's cool. It's nice. And about your archiving system or your storage, I maybe I'm repeating myself, but do you have some sort of generic schema about how things should be described as far as tracks and shows go? Do you have an opinion on that?
Yeah, so that's one of the main idea behind this Archie component, that we came up with a general schema. And whenever we upload a new episode into this archive system, we use this schema. And yeah, so it's a standard schema for this radio type of application, but it can be changed if Archie, this component, is used in another context. But yes, so we have one schema for that, which is working nicely for us. Yeah.